Good afternoon and welcome to VFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Just for you at Quartz Optical. Get 15% off. When you bring in your prescription from any other eye care provider, we'll give you 15% off the cost of your frames and lenses. So visit us today and get 15% off. Offer valid on cash and credit purchases. Conditions apply. See in-store for details. Quartz Optical. Value you can see.
Welcome back to VFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. First, on the local scene. As part of the efforts to mitigate the effects of climate change on agricultural production and to encourage adaptation, a method demonstration was conducted at Boys Den on the 11th of June in Agricultural Region 1 by the Extension and Advisory Services in the Ministry of Agriculture. This was held under the title Strengthening Farmers' Capability to Mitigate Drought Impacts Through the Installation of Drip Irrigation System. The training was coordinated by Extension Officer Sophia Henry and facilitated by Agricultural Officer Mr. Gertrude Bascom and his team from the Irrigation Unit. Most of the participants, who are farmers, have received irrigation kits under the UBEC CERC Food Insecurity Project. The participants indicated that they are now more knowledgeable to set up the systems on their farms. Over 30 farmers participated in this activity. The Ministry of National Mobilization, Social Development, Family, Gender Affairs and Persons with Disabilities has announced that payments under the Cabinet-approved Cost of Living Assistance COLA program commenced on Tuesday, July 1st, 2025. This initiative, aimed at supplementing the cost of living needs, particularly for elderly beneficiaries in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, will provide eligible individuals with a monthly payment of $175 over a 3-month period from June to August 2025. The supplementary COLA payment will be made to current public assistance beneficiaries aged 65 and older, individuals receiving temporary grants and awaiting placement on the public assistance program aged 65 and older, and persons with disabilities. The ministry stated that the assistance was initially to be disbursed by allocating $95 towards each beneficiary's account with the St. Vincent Electricity Services Limited, VINLEC, and providing the balance directly. However, due to circumstances beyond the ministry's control, it was revised and beneficiaries are now required to pay $95 directly to VINLEC and submit to any ministry's district office a copy of the receipt. Still on the local scene, the Ministry of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture has announced Miss Tiffany Brown as the winner of its TikTok challenge. The challenge was held in celebration of World Environment Day 2025 under the campaign banner Pick Up, Pitch In, Protect Paradise. This creative competition, launched as part of the ministry's broader awareness drive to inspire environmental action, invited young people across St. Vincent and the Grenadines to showcase how individuals and communities can help keep our islands clean, green, and resilient. The ministry noted that Tiffany Brown's video submission captured the spirit of the campaign with a visually engaging message that highlighted the importance of personal responsibility, community pride, and sustainable practices. Her video stood out for its clarity, originality, and a heartfelt call to action. Tiffany will receive a day pass for 2 at Sandals Resort, and her video will be featured on the ministry's social media platforms as part of an ongoing public awareness campaign. On to news in the region. 24-year-old Victor Innes of Lightwood, West Antigua, has been charged with unlawful confinement and killing in connection with the death of 19-year-old Guyanese woman who died after being ejected from a moving vehicle he was driving earlier this year. Ince appeared before court yesterday and was remanded to prison following charges related to the May 7, 2025 death of Jolene Abraham at Judge's estate. According to police reports, the incident occurred shortly after 5 p.m. when Abraham somehow exited a moving vehicle driven by Ince along a secondary road connecting New Winthrop to the Jabberwock Main Road. Abraham's body was discovered on the south side of the roadway with multiple injuries. She was pronounced dead at approximately 6:30 p.m. by a medical doctor. Abraham had reportedly arrived in Antigua just days before the tragic incident occurred. Ince is scheduled to return to court on September 17th for his next hearing. Bahamian police are investigating a homicide and a suspected suicide attempt that occurred aboard a vessel docked at Harbour Island yesterday. A South African woman was found dead and a Mexican man has been hospitalized. The Royal Bahamas Police Force responded to the incident shortly after 1 p.m. when officers were alerted to a disturbance at the marina area. Upon boarding the vessel, police discovered an unresponsive woman with visible injuries and a man suffering from severe arm injuries. A local doctor who examined the victims at the scene pronounced the woman dead. The injured man, identified as a 40-year-old Mexican national, was apprehended and transported to a nearby clinic for medical treatment. According to reports, the female victim had been missing for a short period before being found unresponsive in the vessel's engine room alongside the male suspect. The circumstances leading to her disappearance and the subsequent death are under investigation. On the international scene, the U.S. government is to start sending out letters to countries with details of higher U.S. tariff rates that will begin on August 1st, President Donald Trump has said. The president told reporters between 10 to 12 letters will go out on Friday, with more over the coming days. The import duties will range from 60% or 70% tariffs to 10 to 20 tariffs, he said, the top end of which is higher than he had previously outlined. Trump has set a deadline of July 9th for negotiations over import tax rates as countries scramble to reach deals. He has previously said there would be a baseline tariff of 10% on many economies up to a 50% maximum. The U.S. president did not say which countries' goods would face the U.S. taxes or whether the rates would only apply to certain goods. Finally, in sports, the White House will host a UFC bout next year as part of events to mark 250 years of American independence, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced. The president told a crowd in Iowa on Thursday that the event will be a championship fight with an audience of 20 to 25,000 people. Trump, who is a friend of UFC President Dana White, noted that they will have some incredible events, some professional events, and some amateur events. Following Trump's announcement, the White House press secretary confirmed the plans on X. This has been VFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Shanika Stapleton. Join us again at 3 o'clock for VFM's 3 p.m. news. VFM's Midday News came to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Shop with confidence at Courts. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Courts. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Thinking of